great way of advancing in life, is learning from the mistakes of other people. And I hope that I am this person for you. You are welcome. Hello tutti, how are you? How have you been? I have to say, first of all, that this is not going to be a video of good news. It's been a while because of it. There were many things going on for me, professionally speaking, but also emotionally, psychologically. So thank you for being here. I am happy to be with you and to speak with you because, well, it's been a while. So I hope that the lack of maybe excitement is not because of you, it's mainly because of everything that happened. I also hope that you can hear me properly because the landlord is doing some gardening, so I hope that you won't hear it. So, well, to not make the long story short, my theater play is not going to be made. We are not going to be playing this year, and I am very, very sad about it, obviously. I don't even know what to say, honestly. It's mainly the reason why I couldn't come before. So it's a bit, it's obviously very difficult for me to speak about this, so well, where should I start? We were working on all the team. We went to Reims, that is a city that it's a kind of 3 hours away from Paris, because we had the chance to have a theater that was for free because it was the theater of where my assistant was working, and he could get it to us for free. So that was great. We were very happy, very excited. It was the second time we were working there, so big deal. So it was my actor, the choreographer, my assistant, and myself. The girl who was going to work with us for the lights was going to arrive like 3 days after to work also on the theater. So we were advancing very good. Everything was fine. I was very excited. The first representation at the theater, the big premiere was going to happen 1.5 months after. So yes, advancing, and we were every time advancing more and more, and every time it was better and better. And I was very excited, very stressed out, obviously, but very excited for this. And the second day it was going to be 5 or 6 days of work. And the second day, the actor decided that he didn't want to still working for this project. Obviously, it was very weird because nobody was expecting that at all. I didn't saw any signs that he wasn't going to be working for us anymore. Like, I could understand if he had expressed some concern, some anger, something, anything that I was going to say, like, yes, okay, he is not okay anymore with this project. But he didn't say anything, nothing. I didn't saw anything in his mood. So it was very a surprise. I was shocked. Obviously, I was so shocked that I just started crying. great for a boss, but I couldn't help it, honestly. It was all the stress, all the pressure, the shock of the news. I felt inside of myself at that moment. I couldn't believe it at all. Even the choreographer, he looked at me like, what is going on? Like, and he gave us so little excuse, like the excuses of why he didn't want to work with us anymore they were so weird that I didn't even understood it. Honestly, I thought about this all so much. It was coming in my head. Everything that he said and everything that has happened since January, I couldn't believe it. Like, the only thing that I was feeling that maybe, but it was a bit weird, but I didn't thought it was because of the project. I thought it was because of him. And we even spoke a bit about it, and I understood it was him, that he was like that. Even for his own project as a director, as a theater director, he was acting this way. So I was like, okay, maybe it's not just me, maybe he is that way. And it was that he wasn't very posting anything on his social media. But I was like, well, maybe I have to stipulate it more in the future. But yeah, it was the only thing that, and also all about the money and the payment of his salary, which is normal. But we agreed about it before the project. We spoke about it many times. So I was like, okay, he doesn't want to engage so much and he doesn't want to be so involved in the project, maybe because he hasn't been paid yet. But he was going to be paid, and that was more than clear. I said, like, if I don't get all the money from the producers, I am going to pay everything from my own pocket. There is no problem, and we agreed to it. And I finally didn't got the money from the producer, so I was going to pay from my pocket. There was no problem about it. Everybody else got paid, so in that specific moment, nobody was being paid. But now they have, so there was no problem about that matter. But yeah, so everything was weird, and he just said, like, I didn't like one exercise that you gave me to do. We have been working on so much time on this project, and I don't see where you want to arrive, what direction you want, even though it was more than clear. And we didn't work so much on the project. It was long, of course, but properly speaking, we were going to enter the fifth week. So 5 weeks to work on a theater project is not at all long. He was saying, like, yes, today in 2-3 weeks a theater play is made. And I told him, like, okay, that is great for other people, but for me, 5 weeks is not enough. It's not long. It's not a long time, and it's even not enough. I wanted 1 more week, and he didn't want to give me 1 more week of work with him. Really, it's not long time at all. And again, maybe other people are working that way, and it's okay. I haven't been working for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. It's 5 weeks. It's not long at all. So I was shocked that he gave me like those excuses, plus he didn't like the fact that he had to sleep on a couch. By the way, that was not entirely my fault. It's because my assistant, who lives in Reims, he very generously gave us, he told me that he could take like the team, the choreographer and the actor to at his house, to sleep at his house, because he has many rooms. So I asked him, like, do you mind if they sleep at your house the nights that are going to be the work? And he said, no problem, I am used to it. I work all the time with artists. There are many rooms in my house. They can sleep at my house. And I was, great. I didn't have any other, I didn't thought about it anymore. And at the end of the day, apparently it was a bit weird, but I didn't know. I knew the day that he told me, like the second day, so after the first night, that apparently there were too many people in the house and he didn't have a room for them, so they made them sleep on the couch. And everybody, like, he had a couch, the choreographer also had a couch, like they were not sleeping on the same couch, but they didn't have much privacy. And I didn't knew that. I knew it because there was only one night, and I knew it the day that he told me. And I was shocked, I didn't knew at all. My assistant told me that they were going to have a room, so I'm sorry, but I couldn't know. But yeah, he was like a bit of a princess in that aspect. Like, I know it's not comfortable, but also, like, I was doing my very, very best to make everybody content. I was paying for everything, the food, the bus, the train, the hotel. I was paying for everything, and I was trying to do my best, but also I am not rich, obviously, so I'm trying to do everything so everybody's content, but I don't ruin myself in the process. So I was... Yes, of course he told me that he wanted privacy, and I know that I of course it's important, but also we're doing theater, and it's also part of the glamour of doing the theater is that it's a bit of a low cost art, and it's part of the experience. Like, I wasn't in a better situation than them, even if I am the director. So I also stayed to sleep in the house of a friend that I didn't even knew. So we were all sacrificing a bit, and I gave them even better conditions than me. So of course that I know it's not ideal, but they were not bad. So I didn't understood why it was such a horrible, horrible thing as to stop a project knowing that it was just one night. I know it was not comfortable for him, and he needed his privacy, and he needed his... But he wasn't also helping at all, from my perspective. And yes, he was attacking me a lot, I didn't like this exercise, you don't know where you're going, you're taking too long, you're not paying me, I'm sleeping on the couch, and I can understand all of that. But many of these things, despite the couch, were discussed previously. And again, 5 weeks of work is not long to create a theater play. We were all working our asses off as fast as possible. And the better we could, because he was alone also. He was the only actor of the play. So everything was onto him. And I was protecting him so much, and I was trying to do really my best for him, cooking for him, paying for everything, obviously, because it's my project. I was finding jobs with other people for him, because I was like, you're such a great actor, I am going to help you if I can. There were some guy that I wanted to work with him, doing the lights, and he took me aside at a moment, and he was talking crap about him, and I was like, okay, we're not going to do this. I don't want to work with you anymore if you don't respect my actor, so it's okay if you don't want to work with us, you can leave. So he left, and I asked to the team, please don't say anything to him, because I want to protect him, I want to protect his energy, his talent, he doesn't need to know any of this, let's continue working, it doesn't matter about this person. I was trying really, really my best in my conditions. I am not rich, I don't have a producer behind me, I was going to put 15,000 euros on display, and I have already invested obviously money for everything. For the last 5 weeks I have paid a lot to everything, so I was doing all my best with all the means that I had. It was a lot, and yes, for him to crack like this, maybe he was, yes, hoping that there were going to be a lot more means that there were going to be producers behind me helping me, and there weren't. And yeah, maybe he just got angry somehow because he wasn't working on the conditions that he wanted to. He thought it was going to be a bigger, really bigger production that it was going to be. Not, it doesn't mean that if you don't have the means, economically speaking, that it won't be awesome and great and the best of the best. I did learn that precisely it is not because you have a lot of money and a lot of meanings that it is great. But we're going to speak about it after. So yeah, well, at the end of the day, I think, honestly, because he said something at the end, I didn't even understood why he was so angry at me, because even the exercise that he said I didn't like, when I saw that he didn't like it, I stopped it and we went to other thing. Like, I wasn't bashing him, I wasn't pressuring him, I wasn't super mean and angry at him at all. I could have been, first of all, and I also could have demanded a lot more from him, and I didn't. I was super, super nice to him. Maybe I was too nice to him. Even because, I don't know, things, when we worked, I spent so much time, all the weeks that we work, because I recorded everything on the video, and I was watching them all the time and making notes at the end of the week, sending him all the work, this I like, this I don't like, this you have to do it again, this we can erase, and advancing that way so he could see also in images of his performance and where I wanted to come with it. And he never saw any of it. He was forgetting one thing from one week to another, and we were like, man, we worked on this many times. Why aren't you doing it? Why are we still working on this? We had already, it's been 2 weeks that we worked exactly on this thing. Why aren't you doing it? After, he's a great actor. I have nothing to say. He learns very quickly his text. He arrived every time on time. No problem. Behind all of everything that happened, I don't really have anything bad to say about him, because to me this is details. It's also a human thing. We are not robots, we are not machines. We are nice to each other because it's theater and it's a part of the process. It's a part of being in the troupe, in a gang. It's precisely, it's nice because there is no much meaning, and you don't eat from theater. You do theater because of passion and love and stubbornness, but not because you want to eat. Yes, of course, everybody's getting paid for this, but it's not like cinema where you get there is a lot of money. This is small productions, and sometimes people aren't being paid. And I spoke with people around me and everybody said, wow, it's your first project and you are paying everybody, which is weird. Nobody does that. You paid everybody, you don't pay yourself, obviously. I like to say, and this is very professional for someone who is doing their first play, plus cooking for them very nice meals for everybody, and I don't know, doing so many things, like going to drinks after, and giving references and saying, oh, go to see this movie, go to see this theater play, it's going to help us, this is what I want to do, what do you think about the project, I was very not dictate. It was not a dictatorship at all. Of course, I took the. It's my play, so I was imposing what I wanted, but I also accepted a lot of feedback. Like they told me, let's do this, let's do that, and I was okay. Let's try it. And if it was nice, I accepted it. If I didn't like it, I said, excuse me, it's not what I'm looking for. It was super chill and super nice, and when I had a lot of stress, but when we were working together, it was actually very enjoyable. So I didn't understood at all, but there was one thing that he said that sticked with me in a way that he said, I am thinking of stopping theater and going back to law school. And I didn't catch it on that moment. I just think about it now. But maybe that's it. Maybe he just doesn't want to do theater. Or maybe he just wants to do more theater about the LGBT community because he was very into it. And that's his right, of course. It was not my play, but it was his right. And I think he's maybe going more towards that direction. Which is a shame because he's a great actor. But yeah, I think that maybe I really, really think that he got scared. Like really everything that happened, I was like, oh my god. With the seeing everything, I was like, oh my god, he is literally the guy of my play. He's the main character, but in real life. Plus, their name were almost the same, which is insane. Because it's not a common name at all. It's very weird. So yeah, it was really insane. So the main character of my play, he's so scared of not being able to be enough, and enough in a way that he's scared that people put too much expectation onto him, and he won't be able to measure up to those expectations in many different ways. And I think that is exactly the same thing that happened. He got super scared because he was alone, he was the only actor of the play. I was asking him to really rip himself out, to let all the emotion out. Like trying to tell him what in your life looks like what is happening on the play. Obviously not at all in the same situations, but in the emotion of it. So, yeah, I think he got scared, honestly. So, well, I tried to... Obviously I was crushed. Because it was at 1 month and a half away from the premiere. And we had 9 presentations at the 2 different theaters. So I was obviously crushed. I tried to do my best with the rest of the team, like, it doesn't matter, let's celebrate the fact that we advanced so much and we did really the best that we could, and everything's gonna be fine, and thank you so much for all your work, even though it ends today. So we went out, we had drinks, and we laughed together. And it was very nice, honestly. Then I went back home and I cried for like 3 days. So yeah. And well, it doesn't really have something to do with the theater play, but after that, when I came back to Paris, with my very, very, very heavy luggage, filled with theater decor, I went to work with the 2 girls who were working at my association, at my business. And they were doing an internship, and they told me that they didn't want to continue working. It was 3 weeks. We worked together 3 weeks, so it was 2 days a week. And they decided they didn't want to still working with me because they weren't getting paid, but that was planned. And I told them when we met on the interview, I told them again before starting to work, I made them sign a contract about it. And anyway, I am not outside of the law because I can work with two interns if it's less than 2 months, and we were less than 2 months. They still had like 2-3 weeks more to work with for me, so like 8 days more. So they knew that I was inside the law for that, and it's not weird that people here in France do it, so it's not weird. But well, they decided I think same that it was an excuse, and they just maybe didn't like the internship that I gave them, which honestly they don't know what they're missing, because I wished I had an internship like that when I was a student. My internships were actually very bad. They sucked in many ways. But well, anyway, so it was just the mix of everything. I arrived, I lost the guy from my theater play, I lost my 2 interns. I was so sad. I was like, oh my god, what is happening? Like, the universe is trying to tell me something, because this is not normal at all. It's even a comical situation, really. But well, with the 2 interns I was more angry than sad. With my actor I was very sad. With my interns I was like, whatever, like, at least give me a real excuse. This is bullshit. Like, you knew it was not going to be paid. I wasn't making you work horribly. I was very nice, working with them all the time, not giving them crap to do. Really, it was a great internship, really. I worked a lot to propose to them a very nice internship, so I didn't understood what happened. The place where we were working was super nice, like, really. It was in a very modern, cozy, nice place. It was amazing. I didn't understand. They had free tea and coffee. They had places to isolate themselves and give calls and call the clients and everything. Everything was great. There were many restaurants outside of the building. Honestly, I didn't know what else they wanted. Plus, they could have just finished the work. It was going to be 8 more days. It's not a lot at all. Like, what is that? What kind of professional morality do you have? Like, you give me your words. You give me like your word. Just sign the contract. I signed the contract with your university. You knew it was not going to be paid. What is that kind of excuse that you're giving me right now? I was super angry, super angry. I'm still honestly. Yeah. This is vervain tea. It's cold right now because I talk too much. But it's mainly to calm down, so that's what we're gonna do. So yeah, maybe the universe is just... That's what I'm trying to tell myself, like, maybe looking everything backwards, I'm like, maybe the universe was trying to tell me something that I don't know. I don't know yet. Maybe it saved me from something. Maybe at the end of the day I didn't have financial capacity to do this project right now. I didn't have the right team, clearly. I didn't have the right theaters, maybe? I don't know. Well, I do know. I even made a list of everything. Anyways, yeah, I just think that maybe it was not the right time. Maybe everything, yes, I lost money, I paid everybody, everything is fine. I said no to the theaters, I went in person to say everything that happened, so I excused myself. I was humiliated when I went to the theaters to say that I wasn't going to do the play because my actor dumped me. I was so humiliated and so sad and so angry. So many things. And they told me that there was one theater who told me that actually I'm not the first one. Like, apparently that happens a lot. Which is kind of reassuring and kind of scary. But yeah. I'm like, maybe I will do it. I will do it. Maybe not right now. I'm just gonna take a pause, make a pause, chill a bit, and let everything go down. In the energy and the mood, and try to find all the strength and the willingness to do this again. But yeah, I think that it was bad, but it could have been worse. So that is what I'm telling me. The universe helped me for this. Maybe I'm completely wrong also. Maybe it's not this at all. I'm sorry. Achoo. But yes, I try to find the positives on this, because otherwise I will just cry till I fall asleep every night. Telling myself, what have I done wrong? I'm such a terrible boss, I'm such a terrible person, economist, I don't know, a boss, a project developer. But at least I can tell myself that I did really my very, very best with everything that I had, everything that I knew, everybody I knew. I really, really did my best, and at least for that, I'm proud. I'm proud of myself for everything, and of course I can be better, and I can do better, and I will do better in the future, thankfully to everything that I know now. But when I wanted to do this project, I told myself, the only thing that I want is to prove myself that I am capable of doing it by myself, a project to reunite great artists around my project, to be able to play, to make a theater play that I wrote, that I found that I found the theaters, I did everything, like, and there were many things that I were missing, but even the things that were missing didn't blocked us. It wasn't an obstacle for us to get what we wanted. So at the end of the day, I did prove myself that I was capable of doing it. And for that, even though we didn't have the big presentation, I am proud of myself. And that is something that at least it's important to know. And I think I'm gonna cry. And yeah, so even if it's not what I was expecting and thinking, it's good enough at least. And next time it's gonna be better, so at least I know that now I have to do things I don't have, well, so many things that I learned that I can kind of at least remember to tell you is like, first of all, don't act out of desperation. Very important. Because when we're desperate to have, I don't know, because of money, because of time, because of the team, because of ego, sometimes we want everything to be so super fast, and we take things out of desperation because we think that we won't get anything better. And it's important to take a step back and actually really think, is this working? Is this serving me and my project? Or am I just desperate? Because yeah, like for example, there were a few examples that I'm not gonna mention, but I accepted it because I really thought that I wasn't going to get better. So now I know the conditions and the thing that I need, and how everything kind of works, because that was also something I was lacking, that it was just a basic knowledge of how things were actually working on this business, in the theater business. So now I know, so that's great, and I can compare and say this yes, this no. I am going to do things better also. The timing, like really take my time. 5 weeks is not long enough. It's not long enough, and it's normal to be mistaken, to start all over again, to come back to the principles, to the basics, to advance further. 5 weeks is not long time, and I can and I should take more time. And even I told myself, like, maybe to make the premiere in Paris is not a great idea. Maybe I should try to do it elsewhere with nice conditions, but test it somewhere else and not in Paris. And to make it, when we arrive in Paris, make it like big and great and very secure. Because this time we were going to make it in Paris, I was going to pay a lot to play. Not only the actors, the theater also, and maybe it was not a great idea. I am also going to be more careful with my money. Especially today, where you can you can reunite talents, let's say, or fight talents where sometimes where you don't think they are. And I don't know, I really had that falsely belief that if I paid a lot of money, I was going to get great results. Like, I don't know, I think that the Apple and the Mac, it's the best computer ever, so I'm ready to pay so much money for this. And at the end of the day, maybe it is a great product, but maybe you can have the same quality and the same things with another brand. This is an example. But I am not saying that Mac and Apple is not great, it's just an example. But yeah, sometimes we find the greater quality maybe on things that are not so expensive. And I really did learn that for sure, because I invested a lot of money on things and people that at the end of the day I was like, is this worth all the money? I don't know. I think the most important thing is, especially on people, the motivation. Like, they really want to work with you and to give the best of themselves on your project because they believe in you. And that money cannot buy it. Of course, always pay everybody. But motivation is not something that money buys. If they are not motivated. Even if you pay them a lot, they will still not be motivated. And I think this, especially for example on another project that I had that has nothing to do with this theater project. I had another project where exactly the same. I paid a lot of money. Well, it was okay money, but I paid money. It was a big amount, but it was still okay. It could have been worse, but and the person, I knew that he was doing it because I was paying for this, but I'm sure that the results could have been even better if he was motivated for it. So, yeah. I also learned that to make contracts, really to make everything on, to write everything on paper, to say, to protect the person but also protect yourself, because I did make a contract but I was more protecting the other person than myself. So now I have to be very, very careful with that point in particular, because could have been, many things could have been avoided if I had a great contract. Yeah, that is really important. Like, oh my god, I had so many problems in my life because I didn't have right contracts. And yeah, and be very clear, for sure. Be very, and write it on a mail, because speaking, people can forget what you just said. Write everything and be very clear, like, I want this, I am expecting it for this particular moment, I want it this way, and I give you this example, and like being very, 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 very clear with what you want out of people. That is very important. Because otherwise, like, it creates a lot of drama and problems that you don't need. Someone told me also that I should get an assistant, but I don't know about that. But to get an assistant, like, to handle all the little issues, like buying the train, buying tickets, buying whatever, arranging the agenda, so maybe that can be something. I don't know. That I don't know. Like, I would love to have it, but same money questions, like, would someone work for me for free? I don't know. Maybe it's if it is an internship and the person is very, very motivated, maybe. But yeah, that I learned. Right now it's what I can think about to share with you. So yeah, that's it. That's it for the chit chat of today. I know that great things are going to come. I won't quit. It's just a bad moment, but I'm sure that with everything I learned, with the more experience I got, things will get a lot greater in the future when I will finally do it. So, plus I think that the first times are always bad. No matter the first time, it's always bad. You have to do it again and again, and like the third time it's fine. The first one is always bad. Like, I have never done anything in my life that the first time has been great. Anything. So everything gets better when I actually know what is expecting me. Like, I can prepare, because when I don't know, I don't have the information, I walk like, I don't know. But when I know what is at the end of the way, I prepare myself mentally, emotionally, and I can advance a lot more confidently. So, yeah. Maybe you are the same. I hope you are the same. So I am not alone on this. Well, anyways, thank you so much for listening to me, for handling all my things, and I hope that you will also learn from my mistakes, because that is a great learning. That is a great way of advancing in life, is learning from the mistakes of other people. And I hope that I am this person for you. You are welcome. I love you so much. Thank you for listening to me. I will see you very, very soon. Next week. I hope that you will honor our meeting. And yeah, I hope that you have a great week. And I love you. Bye.